Excuse me. All right, welcome back to Hi guys. It's your boy BDR here, and I'm back with another class overview video. Now, today's class overview is going to be about Chunin slash Imperial Chunin. So about Chunin, Chunin was, the second, birthday class to release way back in 2012. Ah, yes, 2012. The Rock versus John Cena. Obama won again. CM Punk's 434-day reign as champion. LeBron's first ring. Good times. Good times. Triple H and Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell. But enough about that. Chunin, the second ever birthday class to release in 2012. You know, then around, close to 4 years ago, back in 2021, February 2021, they brought back the class alongside, Dragon Shinobi and just, change it up a bit, revamped them. So now Chunin is now called Imperial Chunin. So yeah, I get to flex the OG one that I got out of my bank. So yeah, enough about that. So how to obtain, Imperial Chunin is like, you have to go to Dragon Koi Z, talk to the announcer guy, shop, and then the class is right there. It's a reputation class, so you do have to be rank 10 in Yokai. Now, if you're probably wondering how to get to rank 10 Yokai, it was a part of my, best reputations to grind video. So, that video will be linked in the description below. So that's the only way to obtain Chunin. Alright then, let's go on to the skills. The rank 1 skill, Tsunami Strike, 10 mana, 4-second cooldown, physical long range, 2 targets. Hits up to 2 enemies, slowing them by 50% for 4 seconds. Then we have Paralyzing Wind for our rank 2 skill, 20 mana, 6-second cooldown, physical long range 2 targets, hits up to 2 enemies for moderate damage, reducing their chances to hit for 50% for 6 seconds. Rank 3 skill, Spinning Dragon, 30 mana, 6-second cooldown, long range 2 targets, hits up to 2 enemies, dealing moderate damage. This attack has a 50% chance to reduce the next target to 0 damage. And then we have our rank 4 passive, Shadow Strength, haste increased by 5% and outgoing damage increased by 15%. And Ninja's Prowess, hit chance and damage resistance increased by 10%. Then we have Chi Blast, 30 mana, 12-second cooldown, physical, long range, 2 targets. Hits up to 2 monsters around you for high damage while stunning them for 2 seconds, can't miss. Oh wow, they changed it. And lastly, the rank 10 passive, Ancestor's Favor. When using Chi Strike, the spirits of your ancestors flow into you, greatly increasing your haste, dodge, mana regen, and health regen for 6 seconds. So what we can gather so far is that this is a two-hit farming class that could hit up to 2 enemies. They really changed Chi Blast because when Chunin first came out, Chi Blast used to stun you for 4 seconds. Now it doesn't anymore. Finally, that shit was annoying to deal with, back in 2012. You know, yeah. So yeah, let's move on to combos and enhancement. Alright then, so here's the build we're gonna rock with for Chunin. You know, here's the build right here. Ravenous is pretty good. If you have Dauntless, use it. Lucky because this class wants to crit. Lamet also for crit, and Vim for mana, for less mana cost. So now we got that out of the way. For your combo, what you're gonna want to do here is, 3, 2, 4, and then, 5, and then repeat the combo. So the thing about Chunin is just like last time I remember using this class was like way back in the early 2010s and whatnot. It's just that this class was kind of like my main farming class, and it is still like a pretty good farming option I guess now for like mid game players to be exact. But the damage is just like it's not there to be you know a soloing class. This class is truly meant for farming. Oh well, we got an 11k crit right there. That's pretty nice, but yeah, I wouldn't, recommend this class for soloing due to the DPS. Even with Ravenous here, we are getting some good damage here, but I still feel like the DPS is still a bit low, even for like a mid-game class. let's say like Shaman, for example. Like Shaman, it can actually like solo like crazy. Just stacking, the elemental embrace and whatnot. So yeah, overall, Chunin's doing some work, and it's dodging as well. The ancestors favor with the rejuvenation. Chi blast not stunning anymore is pretty damn good. So yeah, with spinning dragon active, the next damage that we could take is 0. Ancestors favor is activating again, and yeah, we're reducing hit chance and whatnot with the tsunami strike. Overall, it's like, this class can also have some debuffs as well. Just, yeah, I think around the 230 mark when I'll probably stop. But like, yeah, this class's DPS is way too low. Even with like Ravenous and Dauntless, this class DPS is still pretty low to use for soloing. I wouldn't recommend using this class for soloing. Even like back then, in like 2012, 2013, this class was mainly seen as like a farming option. So yeah, get Cheese Strike. We're almost done here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Took about 2 minutes 31. Pretty it's pretty low for like a solar, so like that's pretty low. 667. So yeah, in conclusion, in terms of soloing, this class is not a soloer due to its DPS being like low, even with forge enhancements. Alright then, let's move on to farming. Alright guys, so in terms of farming, this is the class's bread and butter. As you know, it's a two hitting farming class, so it can actually do its job well at farming. It can reduce hit chance. Spinning Dragon can reduce the next hit to 0 with 50% chance. We have the Chi Blast right here. So yeah, it's a pretty good farming class for mid game players. I mean, until like you can actually survive off of this. Especially like back then, like this was like my main farming class. Like I didn't have access to Shaman or like Dark Blood Storm King. Like Chunin and Necromancer were like that was like my main farming class right there. Fuck that. But you do have to be watchful of your health right here. Because it's like you only have a 50% chance with a spinning dragon to get that that dodge or that 0 damage on the next hit. So yeah, you do have to watch out for that. You have Chi Blast that can like stun. It's just overall, it's Chunin still a pretty good option from what I remember. Just it just gotten better. So yeah, we're just gonna stun, stun, stun right here. So yeah, you really have to be watchful of your health, especially if you don't have Dauntless. Oh, that's what I kind of mean right there. So yeah, that's in terms of farming, it could handle like low tier mobs, but against some of the meta relevant, you know, mobs such as Revenant and Stream War, it can it can and will struggle, especially if you don't have Dauntless. All right, then let's move on to survivability. All right, then. So in terms of survivability, yeah, Chi Blast stuns them. It has access to Spinning Dragon. Rank 10 passive with the Ancestor's Favor, but you do have to watch out for hard hitting bosses. Just in case you don't land Spinning Dragon, because it is a 50% chance to land Spinning Dragon. Other than that, it has some survivability, with its dodge chance, its healing and mana regen and whatnot, and access to Chi Blast, which can stun for a couple seconds. Overall, it's just like paired up with like forge enhancements. It can handle some bosses by itself. As long as like they're kind of like under you know 150k HP or under 200k HP. So yeah, in terms of survivability, brain fart. It could survive some bosses on its own, but not all. All right, let's move on to support and then final thought. All right, guys. So in terms of support, this class can actually offer some support. Tsunami Strike can slow them down by 50%. Paralyzing Wind can reduce damage by 50. Spinning Dragon can when it lands, the next hit can become 0 damage. And Chi Blast, it could stun the enemy if they're not immune to stun. So yeah, in terms of support, it could provide some support, but nowadays it's like bosses are kind of like immune to stuff and already come with like damage reduction already and basically immune to stun. So it could offer a little bit of support. Alright then. The pros about Chunin slash Imperial Chunin is that, it's easy to get and use because it's a reputation class. And Yokai is a pretty easy reputation. All you have to do is just binge, you know, the story with a reputation boost on. Um, it's a good two-hitting farming class for, mid-game players. And they fixed Chi Blast. Chi Blast doesn't stun you anymore. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The cons about, Chunin is that, Spinning Dragon is only a 50% chance. You know, as you progress throughout the game, there are going to be better farming classes like, Shaman and whatnot. And this class's DPS is, a bit low, even for like, a mid-game farming classes, and the class needs, forge enhancements to truly work. They maximize it. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I have for cons. So now then, my final verdict about Chunin is that Chunin is a solid, mid-game farming option. I recommend getting this class because, it's an easy, class to get and use, and it will help you along the way until you find better farming classes throughout your progression. Alright guys, that's pretty much been it for the Chunin slash Imperial Chunin overview. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and yeah. Hi guys, out.